everybody, Moo here. I hope your weekends are going spectacularly well. It is a long weekend here in Canada. I kind of took yesterday off to go watch Deadpool 2, which is not a family-friendly movie. If that is an understatement. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, we had a little bit of salt yesterday. Now we got to have sweet. We got to have that balance, and that is why I saved Iron Man for this particular purpose. He is an exceptionally good Tsum Tsum as far as the scores go, and whoever designed him must really like Iron Man because they really thought out all the minor details as far as his ability goes, which is one of the coolest abilities in the game. Essentially, it's a two-tier ability. The first tier sprays the screen with one change, which has two primary benefits. One, it gets your combo to 50 really quickly. As you guys know, 50 is kind of that cap where you get the maximum score multiplier from your combo. And as a result, it's also not that big of a deal if you drop it with Iron Man because he's going to be able to get it to 50 really quickly again. So very good as far as that goes. The second benefit is it resets your screen. And this actually has a couple different implications. One, it gets the screen ready for the second phase, which means you'll have a full screen, well-positioned Tsum Tsum everywhere for the blasting part. And two, you can use it if you're drawing a chain and you don't want to use your score bubble to reset the screen. You don't have to worry about that. You can just set off the skill, and that very first phase of the skill is going to iron that out, is going to allow the animation to continue, and hopefully you'll get a time bubble from that long chain or whatever. So that is really good. The second phase is going to blast two portions of the screen. They combine together for a relatively long chain. It's usually in the high 20s, low to mid 30s, depending on if you have a large Tsum Tsum in the mix. But it also hits the bubbles. So that means now that you're able to save those score bubbles, since the first phase of the skill kind of irons everything out for you, you're able to hit the maximum number of Tsum Tsum without gaps between them and all that other garbage. And also the score bubble is going to get applied on top of that. Your combo is going to be at least at 50 because he's super quick at pumping that up. And presumably you're in fever time, which means you're going to get even more score multiplier added on top of that base score. So really, really powerful score. And again, the skill was very well thought out. All the little components work together like a well-oiled machine. You know, Iron Man, right? Anyways, this is definitely one of the coolest Tsum Tsum in the game for me personally, and he also happens to be one of my favorite Marvel characters, but that doesn't really matter. Anyways, this really kind of set the bar for me because if you're going to introduce two-tier skills into the game, then I want to see that a lot more often. Maybe you can even implement like a secondary manual skill that you can set off with a button. Kind of like in Marvel Tsum Tsum, you had two abilities. You had the primary and the secondary, which was a little bit weaker. Because any kind of manual control that you were given lets you fine-tune your playstyle, your gameplay, and generally speaking, that's going to give you better results because depending on what situation you're in and how the game is going for you, you can customize the timing for when you release those skills yourself instead of having it done for you automatically. But all around, Iron Man is so good, and you know, once you have him skilled up and all your support Tsum Tsum skilled up and you have a decent player level, not like what's going on my Japanese account, I don't see him as a Tsum Tsum who's going to get anything less than 20 million, and his upper potential should be really anything, 30, 40. It all depends on time bubbles again, and that is why the bomb booster item is particularly important for him to get his full potential, because being able to make a time bubble with an 8 chain is a huge deal. Actually, that one Tsum Tsum makes a big difference, and the one real drawback to Iron Man is you don't get a lot of Might Tsum with him on screen, kind of like with Thanos, but because you're using the bomb booster item, presumably, and because you have predominantly 3 type of Tsum Tsum, since you're not getting that many of the Might Tsum, making those 8 chains plus is going to be significantly easier as a result. So it's not that big of a drawback. It adds a little bit of a skill curve, like player skill, because you will need to make those bubbles manually in order to get the full potential from him, which makes him a little bit inconsistent, again, because time bubbles are not something you control. It is completely luck based. and I do hope they will address that in the future as well. But for now, I'm very happy to see a Tsum Tsum like Iron Man. This is definitely a step in the right direction. I had a lot of fun playing them. I played them all the way to level 12, and you guys are going to be able to see the gameplay in just a second. Anyways, thank you so much for your likes, your subs, and your viewership. I hope you continue enjoying your weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.